Xin chào, what's up everybody? In this video today we're going to talk about the cons of moving to Vietnam, why you shouldn't move to Vietnam essentially. As we know, or if you don't know, I'm a big proponent of Vietnam, visiting Vietnam, living in Vietnam. So in this video we're going to give my opinion and my look at the cons of why people don't like it here, why people move on quick when they do move here, why people that don't have success here tend to not have success. So I guess first things first, which I hear a lot from like people I guess maybe that grew up with really good air quality, but air quality is a pretty big one. People complain in Saigon and in Hanoi about air quality. I don't notice anything about air quality, so for me, not really a big deal. But air quality is a really big one. This isn't a list. These aren't ranked higher or lower. Some of these are my opinions, some of these are other people's opinions. The next one you're looking at right now is another thing that expats tend to not like here, which is traffic. So you're seeing that right now in all its rush hour glory right now, as you can see. Yep, this would be another pretty big reason. But traffic, I find you figure out the chaos, but definitely a pretty large complaint that you'll hear from tourists and expats alike that live here. The next one is the one that bothers me the most. I've talked about it in a lot of videos, but customer service is pretty much non-existent here. There's some places, it's few and far between, but fostering like relationships at places, like I said, very few and far between. It's usually going to be an expat, like a restaurant or bar, that's going to remember you. So I mean, it's kind of the way they do it. So like expat focused things are going to remember your name. Places where you spend money, you know, for the most part. But customer service on a whole is pretty much, non-existent. It's just the way the culture runs here. You know, they've just lived a different life. We're going to get away from the cars. I know these microphones are sensitive. They're dual direction. I don't use a wireless mic for these videos on purpose because it records audio from two ways, and then it gets rendered in the software to put one mic in one sound and the forward mic in the other ear. So, and then even create them into double sometimes. So, mono stereo type deal. So we've hit traffic, we've hit air quality, we've hit customer service. I think a lot of women find dating to be difficult here that live here. It's been a general consensus. They have to date from the expat community pool for the most part, and that pool is smaller. So as far as men that come here, you have to be like you have to also look at what kind of person you are too. Are you like an anal weirdo that wants everything in like, not even weirdo, are you just an anal person that wants everything in line and in order and really thinks Western values are the greatest and like push that everywhere you go? You're never going to have any good luck here. You're just going to get upset by everything. It doesn't operate that way. You know, you're in Vietnam, so you assimilate to how Vietnam rocks and you'll be far better off. But you need to evaluate yourself as a person. Are you okay with massive amounts of trash on the ground? That's another point. But with all the trash, the loud honks and horns everywhere, the crazy traffic, it seems like in Saigon especially, like extreme chaos, but I'll tell you, it's a controlled chaos, and it's like any big city. They move fast and furious and loud and hard. You know, if you haven't lived in a big city before and this is going to be your first one, it's actually a pretty good one. You know, this is a cons video, so this is things that people find potentially negative here. You know, the other thing is I guess maybe a lack of expat community here, even though there is like a expat community here, but I guess you would say like a lack by the official like expats have you, besides for like Thao Dinh. But you can find a community there, you know. Teaching, I have no knowledge about that. I'm not a teacher, guys. If you want to know about teaching, there's other YouTubers for that. I recommend you look it up. So if you want to know about pricing for all that stuff, I think it's a decently competitive market. I'm going to assume you have to have the proper credentials for everything. Again, I'm not going to talk about stuff I don't know about or specialize in any kind of way. I'm a guy that's just lived here for almost 5 years, so I just give you my knowledge as an expat living here, having other expat friends, and interacting with a lot of other people that, you know, watch the channel and stuff like that. Other cons, a lack of real infrastructure on like sidewalks and roads and quality of things around, you know, compared to maybe, gosh, you know, there's some terrible streets in America too, but people seem to like to complain about sidewalks here for some weird reason. I can just walk around the stuff parked on the sidewalks, but this is a huge complaint by expats for, I don't know. You know, it's not to where you can't walk on the, very rarely is it to where you can't like walk on the actual like sidewalk itself, you know. Very, very rarely. I guess it could go a con or a pro. You know, housing, I think housing's super affordable. I don't really hear too many people complain about housing. Other thing is weather. Some people don't like the hot weather of Saigon all year long. I don't mind it at all, of course. I like hot weather. I haven't been going out these days lately because it's been, you know, feels like 40 degrees out almost. It feels like 100 degrees plus out. There's no shade coverage. It's been extremely hot. We're in the middle of a heat wave like right now for Saigon in particular. So those days it's not that fun because like you get covered in sweat. And if you don't go take a shower and get rid of that sweat, it gives you like body rashes and stuff, and it creates bacteria, funguses, all kinds of stuff. Your body's designed to be cleaned after you sweat like that. If you go walk around in a day like that for longer than a half hour, you will be covered in sweat head to toe. Unless your climate, like grew up, you're very, very in shape, like a very small guy. You don't have any problems health-wise. You should be all right. I guess you know, there's more things you could go into, like the loud sounds is really a big one. Let's just talk about sounds and loudness of sounds for a while. You know, there's karaoke speakers everywhere. I can turn on a karaoke speaker on my live stream and right here on the street and sing as loud as I wanted to my little tiny like hand speaker, and like a Vietnamese would come up and listen and be like, awesome. It's so different. Like noise is a part of the culture here and they welcome it in almost all forms. So it's just a way, they have a way different looking about sounds and noises that we do. So that's one of the biggest things that people have a big adjustment with. I've seen some expats lose their shit to like having a neighbor with like karaoke all night long. You know, just overall be disrespectful with the sounds. But sounds is a really, really, really big one. I mean, you know, there's going to be a lot of street dogs, so if you're like sensitive about seeing stray dogs on the street and stuff, that can be a problem for you, I guess. Hold on, let me cross the street. So to cross the street in Vietnam, you just walk really slow. Not really slow, you just like walk your pace, and everybody goes around you. Like, you don't run, you don't freak out. It's actually not a stressful thing at all. I don't know why people... I guess, I really never lost my shit to begin with when I was on this thing, though. This bus driver should have stopped, but it's okay. He creates a dangerous situation for me right here, like with a guy like that. But I'm ready for shit like that, so that is how you cross the street. So it's really going to be, you know, I think the major four complaints, customer service, traffic, noise, trash, you know, a lack of a huge expat infrastructure, but that's being built onto like every month. You know, Fouting grows with every month, so there is that stuff here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, I think the pros outweigh the cons by like 900,000 to 1. I like to be fair though and show all sides of things, and these are the things that expats complain to me the most in the comment section and verbally IRL. As ever, there's additional content over on patreon.com/fatandbroke. Lots of videos this month. If you want to watch me live stream, that's over at kick.com/fatandbroke. As ever, stay frosty. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.